Good evening, everyone. This is Monday, August the 12th. This is a special meeting of the Finance Committee prior to our full council meeting. Present at the start. We have Council Greenberg, Ward 1, Council Mickley, I do not see. Council Malachi, Ward 3, Council Gentile, Ward 4, Council Humphrey in 5, Councilor Bixby in 6. Council Grossman is joining us remotely in 7, and Council Lipoff is in Ward 8. And I see our CFO, and if anyone else is here from city staff, we'll introduce them as we go. First item is 272-24. This is Councilors Laredo and Kalis requesting an increase in the salary of the city clerk of the city council effective July 1st, 2024 to match the percentage increase included in the FY25 budget for H grade employees. This was approved in programs and services. I see the final figure was changed slightly to 138,776. I assume that just is a math issue on a percentage. But anyway, I am hoping that either the president or the vice president are here to speak to the item. Are they? No. Okay. Because this is not for the administration to speak. I mean, they can, but I mean, this is truly an item for the council. Councilor Humphrey, can you share some wisdom? Is that what I would?
Sure, I will just comment as the vice chair of programs and services, which took this up. Pretty straightforward, routine request to keep the salary in line with the other increases that the similar positions on the administration side receive each year, I believe. And I don't think there was anything particularly eventful otherwise in the discussion.
Okay. I should have also mentioned that we're joined by Council Farrell from Ward 8. Are there any questions or comments regarding the item? Yes. Who does? Okay, Maureen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The only comment that I have is the reason for the change in the amount. The higher amount is what was actually printed in the budget book. However, as many of you know, our fiscal year starts on July 1st and ends on June 30th, regardless of which day of the week those dates fall. And so some years we have 52.0 weeks, some years we have 52.2. Occasionally, we'll even have 52.4 weeks that we have to budget. This year, it's 52.2 weeks. And so we had asked the president of the council to change that to the amended number so that it will reflect 52.2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. All right, with that explanation, does anyone else have a question or a comment? Councilor Mickley has joined us. Thank you. Councilor Mickley, we're on the clerk's salary. Do you have any questions or comments?
Nope, I'm all set.
Okay. So if no one does, I guess I will make one comment, and that is, if you've watched me over the years, I don't usually say too much about individuals. I'm not usually very effusive in my praise. I'm kind of old-fashioned that I don't think you should make a big deal necessarily out of people doing their job. However, occasionally there are instances where I think an individual goes above and beyond the call of duties. And I have to say that my own personal experience is that this is the situation that we have with our clerk. I was a little skeptical in hiring somebody from across the globe, but She certainly has proven that she was a wise hire. And I can't say enough good things. I think in these jobs, some of the simplest things are the most important. And that starts with returning phone calls and following up on requests. And she, among her many talents, is, tremendous in that regard. And to me, it's extremely important because, as you know, as a counselor, you get all kinds of requests. You don't always have a lot of time. And the less time you can spend getting the information that you need, the better you can do your job, especially if you have another job. And she, along with her staff, are excellent in that regard. So I'm thrilled to be able to vote for this increase. And if there isn't any other questions or comments, I'd ask if there'd be a motion.
I'll make the motion to second your emotion. And I was very proud to be on the search committee, and for me and for us, it was a very easy choice.
Thank you. Okay, motion's been made. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Okay, second item and the last item is 263-24. This is a request for authorization to appropriate and expend the sum of $31,578,632 and to authorize a general obligation borrowing of an equal amount for the construction of the Horace Mann project, and authorization to apply any premium received upon the sale of the bonds or notes, less the cost of preparing them, issuing them, and marketing them, and any accrued interest received upon the delivery of the bonds or notes, to the cost of the project, and to reduce the amount authorized to be borrowed for the project by like amount. Okay, that last half section about the premiums and so forth, that is something for the benefit of the public that we typically do when we are requesting a bond authorization of this kind. All right, so I see that we have our Public Buildings Commissioner with us, Mr. Morse, and others. So Josh, we do have a little time, so I'm going to leave it to you. Some of us have heard the presentation, but others have not. So I'm going to leave it to you to share whatever you want, and then obviously we'll open it up to questions.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody. So before I share screen and get started, I will also, in the interest of making sure the general public is informed, we don't show up at a single meeting with finance and request this sum of money without a lot of work behind the scenes and a lot of work with the community and the city council over many years. This project is no exception. We've been at this for several years now, hundreds of meetings, hundreds of public meetings. We've built some really good consensus among the Horace Mann community. The design review committee feels strongly that the design is headed in the right direction. Newton Public Schools, Principal Nardelli. We've also involved the Horace Mann staff quite a few times, and they've been wonderful in helping us shape the design and get us to this point. So with that, I'm going to share screen and go through the budget backup that was submitted. I do have a design presentation, but I'm going to guess we don't need to go there. However, if anybody from the committee has any questions, I can pull that up as necessary. So I'm going to share a screen. All right, everybody should be looking at the budget backup that was submitted to the Finance Committee. This is the same basic backup that we have for all of our projects, so these lines should look very familiar to you. I'm just going to walk you through briefly. The project started with $100,000 of ARPA funds that got us through the kind of pre-feasibility phase. Mayor Fuller and Maureen Lemieux and the City Council, we all worked together to work with the Newton Retirement Board to free up some money What you'll see in number 1-23 and number 195-24, these are the funds that are included in the annual budget that then rolls into the Horace Mann account. You can see that number 1-23, we have been drawing from to move the design forward. Number 195-24 is going to go towards construction. If you add these three numbers together, 100,000 and 1.16 million times 2, and back it out from the total project budget of 34 million, you get the request this evening, the $31,578,632. And as I mentioned before, the lines are all broken down in the same line item control that we've had in the past for all of our other projects. I'm happy to answer any questions about the individual lines and how we got to this. And again, as I said before, I'm also happy to go through any of the design materials if anybody has any questions.
Questions? Council Bixby.
Thank you. Apologies if you've covered this somewhere, but where will what's the status of this school staying in place or moving?
Great question, Counselor. So this started a few months ago. Well, it started a long time ago, but a few months back, we had a well-attended community meeting where we discussed this with, it was predominantly parents that came, joined by Newton Public Schools. We got that community feedback. The school building committee, through me, submitted a letter to Superintendent Nolan, ultimately recommending that the Horace Mann School move to 191 Pearl Street, what will then be the former Lincoln Elliott School, for the 2025-2026 school year. Subsequently, Superintendent Nolan concurred with that recommendation and presented that to the school committee, I believe in June. And that news has been delivered back to, we've closed the loop and delivered that news back to the Horace Mann staff and community. So from a high level standpoint, we are looking to bid the project in roughly February, get started on some early site work in April of 2025. We will move the Horace Mann School in the summer of 2025. We will continue with construction through the summer of 2026, at the end of which we will move the Horace Mann students and staff from 191 Pearl back to 225 Nevada, the current Horace Mann School.
Thanks for all that information. And are those costs, any associated costs with that move built into this as well?
Yes,
then?
they are.
They are. Great. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Council Maliki.
Since there are so few questions, I've got a really, might seem like a small one, but it will help people. Is this going to be an opportunity for public outdoor water fountains attached to the building, which I understand is the preferred way to do them now?
That's a good question, Councilor Maliki. I will go back and take a look and see if we are including an outdoor water fountain. If we're not, I am perfectly comfortable committing to doing so. We have installed them on the outside of all of our recent school projects. So I will take a look, and where we are going to have it, the new playground and the adjacency to the gym, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Right. Thanks so much. I think it should not add greatly to the overall cost. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you.
Council Greenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have to commend Commissioner Morris. I've attended several of the school building community meetings, and the community is very excited about this project moving forward and looking forward to their new improved school. Thank you. I'll move approval when ready.
Okay. Any other questions? I don't believe I see any hands. I don't see any hands from people remotely. Okay, Council Greenberg has moved approval of the item. Are there any other comments? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Who did? Council Mickley? Council Mickley?
Yeah, just wanted to echo Council Greenberg's comments about the community's interest and excitement for this project. The Horace Mann community has been in limbo state for quite some time, and I think just moving forward with this long-term solution for this family, for the student population is critical. So I will move to support and very excited about it as well.
Okay. All right, we ready to vote? Looks that way. All those in favor of the item, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, the motion passes unanimously 8-0.
Thank you very much.
All right, that concludes our work for this evening, and I would say that we are adjourned. Thanks.